Normal thinking, when you hear somebody talking against God, against religion, against rabbis, against, you think, no, shut him down. Don't show him that it's okay. Stifle him, keep it, because if he's going to express it, it's going to make him worse. That's normal thinking. But that's because people aren't used to really fixing this. The real thing that helps people is being able to take it and to be with you in your imay anaychi b'tzara, with you in your pain. This is how they feel. They had the same bris that we had, the same kiddush and the same everything. And this is their conclusion. Showing them that I'm not too scared to hear it. And I can carry it. And I can hear these words from you. Allows them to express it, which allows them to realize. And it's not like, it's mamish the opposite of what normal thinking is. Normal thinking is, don't validate it. Don't validate it. You validated it. You didn't tell him, and you're not going to talk against God at my house. Nobody ever got better from that. On top of the pain and the feelings is now I'm in communist Russia that I can't even express myself. You're so nervous about your God. You think like he's going to die if I say these words, And the first time that I heard it, I was shocked. I didn't know what to do. It took me a long time to realize that I was able to tell kids, you could tell me anything. I'm not worried about Hashem. He's very big. I don't have to worry about him. He's not going to crumble up and disappear, run away. And neither am I. I want to hear your experience. Oh, the rabbis are the smelly old rabbis. This is where they talk, right? And they curse. They're all molesters and all the bad stuff. And they look at me and I don't flinch. This is their experience. This is what they think. This is what the person feels. You have to be able to listen. If you go to the psych ward, you have to be able to deal with psychiatric patients, and you have to be able to hear their stuff. If you go to the ICU, you can't get scared if somebody's screaming out in pain. And if you're dealing with kids off the derech or kids in pain and all this stuff, and you want to help them, you have to be able to tolerate them. And you have to show them, I'm not scared. I'm not scared. The Rebbe the Rayatz told an atheist, he said, the God that you don't believe in, I also don't believe in. I'm not scared. The God that they're cursing, that they hate, I also hate that God. I also don't agree to that God. Those people who hurt him and embarrassed them, that system, when they cursed the system, that my Rebbe embarrassed me in front of everybody, I also hate that rabbi. And I also hate that system. That's not Torah. That's human mistakes that hurt children. That's not authentic. So this is very, very important. You need to be able to understand there is a stage when you're getting close to the person and they feel comfortable and safe. They're going to have verbal diarrhea and they're going to start telling you all their tsar and their pain and their conclusions, and it's against everything that you hold dear. And you know what? That's very sad that that's their reality. And it's very sad for you as parents. You paid a lot of tuition, you raised them the same as all your other kids, amazing amount of energy you put in, and you did everything right. And now they hate everything that we believe in. But if you're going to show them, I can't hear this. That means I can't be in your life. Hashem doesn't do that. The Gemara says that if a person curses Hashem out of pain, he doesn't get punished. Hashem understands it. Hashem is bigger than us. He can handle it, and we have to handle it. And that's why when you look at them and you don't judge them, and you say, it's okay, I can handle it, I get it. You're in a lot of pain. You're really upset at anybody that hurt you, and a lot of people hurt them in the name of Hashem, in the name of Torah, and I could hear it. The first guy, my first kid I ever worked with was in my dining room. I was young, and he was cursing God with Shem and Malchus, F-U-C-K, God. I didn't know what to tell him. I was like, this is my house. And I just looked at him. I said, since Avraham Avinu, no Jew ever had so much emunah like you have. He looks at me and goes, what? I said, yeah, you really believe in God. And you believe in Hashgacha Pratis, that the pain that you have came from him, and you're really angry at it. You're really angry at him, and you're cursing him. But you really believe it's him. He looked at me and goes, I never thought of it that way. Today he's from. He's a Mamash HaMaimin, B'emunah Shalema. So when they're cursing God, it's very hard for us. It's very easy to go to somebody else who's in a lot of pain and say, you can't talk like that. You know what I would tell that guy? Okay, I'll make you a deal. You take my pain. And then let's see you not talk like that. And the truth is, it's a Gemara. You know the story? Shimon Bar Yochai. Somebody was cursing God. And Shimon Bar Yochai told him, Can't talk like that. I don't have the Gemara in front of me. You're shaking your head. So you know the Gemara? Help me out here. Okay? So he was walking with him, and the guy cursed him. He said, "You're upset at the way I'm dealing with this? You should have my pain." And Shimon Bar Yochai said, "He's right. He's right. That's not the way to deal with somebody. If somebody can't express themselves to you, you didn't help them. You didn't heal them. It's just communism. You have to be able to realize that Nebuch, this person, is so far away that they think things that are beautiful are horrible. And if they can't express themselves to you freely, then you're not healing them. You're just like constricting them. You're putting something on their mouth so they can't throw up in your dining room. They're still sick. They want to throw up. People have to be able to be so comfortable around you that they don't have to hide even dysfunction. And believe me, all these guys who are from today, they know what they told me and what they went through and all of that. And they feel bad about it. They say, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I cursed at your Shabbos table and I said disgusting things and I called all from people and rabbi." I'm like, no, you were in a lot of pain and you needed to work stuff out. And I think back to that first kid. I didn't know what I was looking at. But if you want to get an injection of what he went through as a child, you'll curse God and Torah and everything much more than he did. And that's part of not judging anybody. I found out afterwards the pain that he went through. Ribbono shel olam. So it's very easy for us. It's somebody else is in pain and we say, Gamzu l'taiva. Everything is for good. Gamze yavar. Gamze yavar, gamzu l'taiva, everything is l'tav avid. Okay, you stub your toe, you're not saying any of that. What happened to Gamze yavar? What happened to Altis Yaesh? It's a nice song, and you should try to work on yourself, but you don't go to somebody else and start telling them all of these catchphrases. Gamzu l'taiva. You just stub your toe and it's bleeding and you're paralyzed in pain. He went through 1,000 times more. He went through 1,000 times more. The pain that this kid went through. And it culminated in my dining room. If I would have told him, "You can't talk like that," how would that help him? How would that help him? I was crying that he's in so much pain that brought him. What brought you to talk like that? Going back to what the theme of tonight is, making people feel comfortable being dysfunctional without having to defend themselves or explain themselves, without having to, I have to come up with a lie so that way you shouldn't ask me again. I was like, I'm calling you for an appointment or whatever. None of that. Real. You could be real with me because like your message to him, I believe in you. You need to heal now. I believe in you. You're in a lot of pain. I believe in you. Trust me, if we developed an injection into our veins and we had to put their pain into our system, we wouldn't last 30 seconds. We would sound just like them. They're in a lot of pain. So what you're doing is creating an atmosphere, a real atmosphere where you don't have to defend yourself because you believe in him. And you don't think, no, let me make him uncomfortable and then he's going to get a job and then he's going to work. No, you believe in him. You trust in him. Look at the difference. Going back to what I was telling you before. I don't mind if you make a mistake. I mind where did the mistake come from. If you're on a path that I trust my kid, then you'll bake trust into him and he'll feel that you trust him and then he can open up to you and then he can heal. If you don't trust him, you always think he's taking advantage of you. He always realizes that you always think that he could do better and that he's really a loser and that he's an Eisnitzer and therefore he will never open up to you and he'll always feel uncomfortable around you and find other places to feel comfortable. That little difference is worlds apart. Worlds apart. So we have to create an atmosphere where you don't have to be scared. You could say what you want. I'll tell you another example. In Home Sweet Home, there were some things that were consistent with every kid. All the kids cursed. All the kids, they talk like truck drivers. Okay? Consistently, after a certain amount of time that I was kind of them, showing them that I'm really here for you and I don't look down at you and I don't judge you, each one of them hit that time and stopped cursing in front of me. Not one time did I ever say, please don't curse in front of me. Please don't curse in front of my kids. I never said it. I told my kids, there are words that we don't say. Why is this such a hard concept? How come he could say it? We don't say that. People say things that we don't say. We have a higher standard. It's a potty word. It's a bathroom word. They hear the Goyim talk. We don't talk like that. Very simple. That's how I raised them. They knew that we don't say these words. But I never told a kid, you can't express yourself. Ever. Ever. other volunteers, I had the most amazing volunteers in the world, but some of them would tell them, please don't talk like that, please don't curse, please don't play this, please don't do this, please don't say this, please don't, this joke, this is off color, this, standards, and they always cursed in front of them. But for me, they would curse, and it would come to a point, like after a few months or whatever it was, when they hit that stage, and I was like amazed, because they would curse and they would say, "Oh, I'm so sorry," as if I'm like Kaddish Kadashim, and I would always say, "You don't have to apologize." I would say the same thing again. You never have to apologize. No, I don't. And I saw how when the chashivas of me went up in their eyes, that they were machsh of me, that I'm non-judgmental, and you could say whatever you want, then they wanted to put me on a pedestal where I don't curse in front of Avi. Because of my non-judgment of them, because I don't judge you for cursing, they didn't curse. And other people who kept on, no, again, please don't curse. Remember I told you, I'll take you out, but I'm not, but put on yarmulke, all these stuff, they're always in a war. And they can't stop. They're always got to prove I'm independent. Nobody's going to tell me what to do. But once I told them, I'm not here to tell you what to do, then why should they curse? Then they're just mellow, they're just calm. They were able to act so much more respectful to me after we got through that initial phase where they poked me and tested me. Is this guy for real? And each guy who moved in didn't say, oh, the first 10, the first 20 said he's good. No, each guy poked me tested me and poked me and got themselves thrown out and broke rules. And I had to come up with ways to keep them in the program, even though they broke the rules. But nobody's going to know, just me and you, okay? I really like you. I really think that you have so much potential. Let's not tell anybody else. I told one kid, if the board finds out about what I did, they're going to fire me. There was no board. I had officially a board once when I opened up the congregation. I had a meeting, I had a board. I never contacted them. I said, if the board finds out, because the kid, he broke one of the 3 cardinal sins. He did a really bad thing, and I have a whole story about that in a different place. But the bottom line is, I said, I don't want to throw you out, but I'm risking my whole job here. So if you're watching, he doesn't know until now. Now he knows. What? There's no board? Yeah, he did a terrible thing, and I said, it's just going to be our secret, because I really believe in you. Am I going to regret it? He was like shocked. No, I'll risk everything for you. That's what we have to do. When you prove yourself to the kid that I don't judge you, and you throw away those cheap takeaway lines that are programmed into our brains when we have children, all the stupid parenting stuff that we say automatically, right? So somehow Hashem puts it into our brains. We didn't have it when we were teenagers. We give birth to it. We have a child, and Hashem gives us like downloaded dictionary of stupidity. Parenting stupidity lines. Always pressure. You could do more. Yeah, do harder. Always pushing, pressure, pulling. That's what you got to do here. All that stuff. Like, if you break your leg, don't come running to me. That kind of stuff. We have all these kind of dumb things that we say. We don't validate bad, always pressure, the whole thing. We just got to delete that library and become wise and make people feel comfortable to be dysfunctional in our home, and then our home becomes sweet. Once you have a home sweet home, miracles happen.